Well, welcome everybody to a session of plant music explorations. And today we're looking at music and how plants interact with other musicians, human and otherwise. And we're doing that online, which is a very interesting process. And we have tried it out and we know it actually works because as quantum physics shows us, everything is connected, so it really can work. And technology helps too. We're recording this, and our goal for today really is interaction. We'll have 10 minutes of just really soaking in the plant music as well today. And Mary had that already this morning. We had a meditation this morning. We all have our tree meditation every Wednesday morning, which is free and available for people to join if anybody wishes. Okay, so first of all, Mary has a plant there with her, but I can't hear your plant, Mary, playing. Maybe it's because of your earplugs.
I took them out. That's not coming through?
It's very broken, actually.
Okay.
Let's stop. Okay, maybe we'll come back to that. So This is today we have our very happy Peace Lily playing. Just turning on the speaker so you can hear it. But it's enthusiastically playing even with the speaker off. Now, what we'll be looking at next week is that we can work with the sounds that is output. A really fascinating thing about plant music to me is how much the plants can affect the sound. We can choose instruments, but then the plants can put their own like their own voice to it, literally. And even though they can be switched to be playing one instrument, they can even change it enough that you think that they're playing a totally different instrument. So there's a lot of flexibility for a plant in their expression. So let's check in with each other. How are we all doing in this after many weeks of home quarantine and dealing with too many people or isolation or whatever it is that we're each dealing with? How are we all doing today? Who would like to maybe just do the hand in the air? Ursula, hi.
Yeah, I'm great. I'm enjoying this so much. I feel a bit bad that I've had such a good time. I see everyone getting so traumatized. I've just said, oh my God, I could do this for quite a while longer. And, you know, I'm used to my studio and people around and everything, but yeah, so that's good. And I've joined the Friends of the Cororoit Creek, so I've been enjoying doing some gardening and getting my hands in dirt, which I'm not used to doing, and caring for nature. So it's really beautiful because it's a great contradiction there. There's a lot of plastic waste, and but at the same time I'm making efforts, so it just feels really good. So I'm really happy to be here. Thank you. That's me.
Thank you. And you have brought your flute with you today, double checking? Thank you. Fantastic. Okay. All right. Who's next?
Okay. I agree with you, Ursula. Just loving this. I really don't want it to stop. It's awful. I feel guilty about that too. Yeah, so aside from, like, I have to work as well, so from home, so that's been a real pain in the neck, but aside from that, it's been really good. I've gotten into the garden too and set up a hugel culture and putting in plants and food, and that's just been really exciting. So, you know, designing it and and getting back in touch with the earth. So that's, yeah, feeling pretty good about all that.
Thank you, Mary. Marie, would you like to speak?
Yeah, well, I can't say I'm not enjoying it neither. It's I can imagine that being on my own it would be perfect. So I totally get, like, if you just live and have your time for yourself, I can't blame you that yeah, so it's it's a bit intense with the kids, mostly with the oldest with the homeschooling, but I think we're also getting better. And now I think they said they would go back beginning June, so yeah, we are more than halfway gone. And I felt also like one part of me is like, yeah, we should have kind of used this time better, or yeah, so it's not bad. And I spent the weekend with Marie-Louise at her place, so I escaped the family, and it was amazing. So I feel quite okay. Yeah.
I appreciate all the laughs in different ways. The fact that Ursula, you started off with such a big laugh. Yes, I'm enjoying a lot of it. Not every aspect, but lots of it. And yes, I am a little bit sad that maybe we'll be coming out of this, but yeah, same. I like the peace, and then my garden is getting more love, more attention, and more time. In fact, after this session, the sun is shining and it's calling me out to work on a little part of my garden. Just tune in. So thank you. So today, what we're going to do is just try and get a bit of a sense of how plants interact with music. And I thought I'd start with a couple of quick stories. And then let's do some experiments, and feel free if you have stories too, and we'll see if maybe we can get Mary's plant and my plant to be interacting, and certainly Ursula and the flute. And I have a toy piano here, which is fun to have a go with as well. Going down scale. I went up. Interesting. Okay, so first story is perhaps the first time I really had a big musical interaction with the plants was soon after I got the device. And sorry, something on my screen. And my grandson had just started primary school. He lives with me, and we've been exploring plant music. So when he was going to school, I said, maybe don't tell the kids that you've never met before that that you have plants playing music to you, because they might not understand. So he's pretty cluey, and he organised for us to go and take it to show and tell. And we had 40 prep students from 2 classes sitting around in a big circle. And the teacher was brilliant, and she got the children to sing back to the plant. And so the first time they sang, just sang a normal song, and that went beautifully. And then she said, well, what if we try it really sadly? So they sang sadly, and the music on the plant really changed, and it went quieter and slower and so on. And then she said, well, we can't leave the plant like this, can we? So they beamed love out of their heart, and they intentionally did that, and they sang a really happy song. And this little cyclamen, it was the most beautiful music I've ever heard it play, then or since. And it was so full and rich and energetic, and that was magnificent. And I've since been told that plants really love music. Like they could gather this energy and share all that with us, and it really feeds them and nourishes them when we sing or play music to them. And I know a lot of people have worked this out, and a lot of people actually buy devices from me, and they go into the forest and go different places, and they play music with the plants. And it's like, oh my gosh, I'm really starting to understand and feel a lot more during this time of working with them. I'm a slow learner, but I'm really getting the hang of it. So, anybody like to say anything before we get Ursula to do our experiment, first experiment? Mary.
Yeah, just noticing too the feeling that's around as well, that they seem to pick up on that, and that the music changes or it stops. It's, you know, like I was working, I had the plant music on before, and then I started working, which is really annoying, and it just stopped. It was just like, no, I don't want a part of this. But yeah, just really special. So yeah, really feel that connection.
Yeah, thank you. Absolutely. And this morning, another example where Ash was leading a meditation, and she had green energy running through us and massaging our bodies, and then she took us to a beautiful green place in nature, and suddenly the plant music became louder and more active, didn't it, at that point? Like, yes, nature, here we are. It's beautiful. Anybody else? Okay, Ursula. So what the plan was is, because with online you can't really do a duet, but you can respond to each other. So Ursula's going to play, and we're just going to relax and tune in and feel what's happening. Okay?
I've got speakers plugged in now, so I hope it works the same.
All right, well, let's see.
So you just want simple, or just go for it to start with?
Do what you feel called to do. And if anybody has any suggestions, you can raise your hand and make suggestions.
Can you hear it?
Thank you very much to our two musicians. Ursula, I'm aware that as a musician, you are picking up much more than I'm sure I'm picking up. Do you want to say anything about that experience for you?
Well, first, I'm not a musician. I'm an intuitive player. But yeah, I think I could really get into that. It would probably be easier having it close by so you could hear. And then I'd be interested, you know, to get to tune in with it a bit more and play along, because it's hard. I have to leave it the space for it to play, because I can't hear it otherwise.
Well, yeah, maybe I could have made it louder. I wonder if that would help. We can try that another time.
But I think it was happy to respond. I felt like it was, and more to different notes, maybe. It seemed to, I don't know, I felt like I needed to stay in the lower register than going to the upper registers as much. But maybe because I preferred that sound from the machine than from the plant than the higher register.
Yes, I noticed the tone changed quite a lot when it was responding to you or playing with you. The tone became a lot more rounded. I'm not sure of the words, rounded, mellow, and often went deeper. Yeah. Does anybody else wanted to? Thank you so much for doing that with us. That was wonderful. Would anybody else like to say anything about that before we try the next experiment? I know we've only got about 7 minutes on this one, but you're welcome to hang up and come back in. But I know everybody has many things to do today.
Yeah, I showed it to the kids, especially the oldest, because he's you know, very much like his dad, scientifically, like, and he was like, it's not possible. And then so that he could really hear that it was so much responding, and really kind of, yeah, I'm amazed that the plant can actually hear it, because it means that, because we need this machine to kind of transform it, but she can directly hear like what we make. So it's even more, yeah, it's just mind-blowing. And it definitely was like tuning into the melody. It's wow, it's really beautiful. Thank you. Yeah,
thank you.
It sounded like that it was mimicking as well, which is just beautiful. So it was like picking up the trills and mimicking those. And my plant here was starting to do the same, which was really cool. I know.
I wish we could hear
it went
that.
off somewhere.
I'm wondering if your plant could be maybe closer to your input sound. Maybe.
Yeah, I've turned it up before.
Yeah, turn up the volume and let's see what might happen.
Hear it? I don't think it's loud enough.
Interesting, because mine would normally just be near a speaker. Maybe we'll have to get you a speaker for that.
It's playing madly, but yeah, you can't hear it.
Strange. So, is your headphones into the device?
No, I'm not plugged in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going to
know.
happen today then. All right. Well, really, I brought my little piano just to give you a real demonstration of how these things link up, like how the plants respond. But I think everybody really got such a beautiful demonstration of that. I don't want to do anything else other than maybe just it's time for listening to plant music and having a final close off if anybody likes to say anything. And what we didn't do at the beginning, I would really like to do, is just 3 deep breaths together, us and the plants together. So let's do that. Okay, so breathing in and out. And in. Bring all that lovely appreciation of what we're experiencing today. And just feeling it right through our body. Breathing out anything that isn't a great feeling. So that we can take this awareness into the day with us. Just to remind you, we have one more session left, which if anybody has any specific ideas, please let me know ahead of time. The idea is to just maybe understand what this plant music is in a bit more depth, and any other experiments that people would like to do in our 10 minutes of wonderful restoration, reconnection and restoration. Please, if there's anybody like to say anything, I'll just sit quietly here as we listen to the music, make it even a bit louder. Oh, that means I think my machine's gone. Run out of power. Well. Oh no, it didn't. Isn't that funny how it turned off? So you know, there's no breeze in the room. I'm not touching anything near the plant, and the plant's shaking. The leaves are shaking.